I took a roller skating class thinking it would be smooth. I already knew how to skate, or at least I thought I did. By the end of the session, I could not stop the way I wanted. My crossovers were inconsistent and everything felt off. The instructor watched me struggle and said, "Skating asks you to slow down." I did not like that because I was trying to move faster, look smoother, get back to what I thought I already knew. Here's what went wrong. It was not the skating. Welcome to the real place. I'm Milton Flanoy. Today we're talking about why slowing down is the most misunderstood skill in leadership and how rushing your learning is what keeps you stuck. I'm a Lean Six Sigma Black Belt and founder of Obsidian Success. This show is for leaders who are done with performance and ready for practice. We talk about how change actually happens. Today's truth, most frustration is not a lack of effort. It is a lack of control built through deliberate learning. There is a difference between moving fast and moving well. I am going to show you how that gap shows up, whether you are on a skating floor, design space, or on a project. When you are skating at full speed, it feels effortless, but that is earned. What you do not see is the slow work underneath it. T-stops, edge control, weight transfers, repeated until your body responds without thinking. That is muscle memory. Lean teaches the same discipline through PDCA. Plan, define the real problem. Do, test the intention. Check. Observe what actually happened. Act, adjust, and standardize. Most people rush through this cycle. They skip to doing. They avoid checking. They act on assumptions. Then they wonder why nothing sticks. Here is the question most people avoid. Are you practicing the work or just performing it? Because performance hides gaps. Practice exposes them. Interior design through a residential client has high expectations. They say, we want something elevated, something that feels like us. That sounds clear. It is not. The fast response is to start sourcing furniture, picking colors, building mood boards. We do not do that. We slow it down. Walk me through how you actually live in this space. Where do you start your mornings? Where does the clutter build up? Where do people gather and where do they avoid? Now the truth shows up. The living room is not for living. It is for display. The real life of the home is happening in the kitchen. So the project shifts. This is not styling problems. It is a flow problem. New approach. Design for movement, not just appearance. Create visibility where life actually happens. Remove friction before adding features. Same space, completely different outcome. Because we understand how the system worked before we try to improve it. Think about a project now. This is where projects fail, not in execution, in setup. 3 traps show up every time, starting with task instead of the problem. If you begin with deadlines and deliverables, you are already late. Clarity comes from before action, designing for perception instead of function. What looks good in a plan does not always work in reality. Whether it is a room or workflow, movement tells the truth. Skipping the learning phase because it feels slow. This is the biggest one. People rush past understanding to get the output. This is how rework is created. Strong setup feels different. You define your problem. You study your current state. You identify where flow breaks. You build and adjust. That is control. Now think about this. On the skating floor, I had to reset, not push harder, slow down, feel the movement, control the edges, repeat the basics. And then something shifted, not because I moved faster, not because I moved with control. That is the real place. Where learning replaces ego, where clarity replaces motion, where flow replaces force. Here is your challenge. Before you start your next project, redesign your setup, block 30 minutes. No tools, no slides, no execution. 3 questions. What problem are we actually solving? Where does the current process break down? What does success look like 90 days after this is done? Write your answers down. If you cannot answer them clearly, you're not ready to start. That is where your rework is coming from. If you want to go deeper with this, follow me on Instagram. I break down daily, real world examples, real systems that you can apply immediately. DM me Flow. I'm Milton Flanoy, and this is the real place. Build with intention or keep paying for confusion. I will see you on the next one.